watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up.
Hi everyone, Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a lovely New Year's Eve if you celebrated it. Hope you had a lovely New Year's Eve if you didn't celebrate it. So I'm back with my very first video of 2022, and it's going to be my favourites from 2021, which I'm going to be bringing through to 2022. Some of my favourite products, my favourite drinks, and just a few bits and pieces. It's kind of a bit of an excuse to come on and say Happy New Year. So I'm going to kick it off with a couple of products. Actually, first I'm going to show you a couple of things that I got for Christmas, because it also leads us on to my next thing. Right, so I was lucky enough to receive one of my favourite perfumes for Christmas, which is Chanel Chance. I also got a dupe for Chanel Chance, and that one was £100, and that one was £8.99. And on Christmas Day I done a little test, so I put the Chanel Chance on one arm, and I put the dupe, which is called Lily Amour from Superdrug, on the other arm. And the first one I put on was the Lily Amour, and I thought straight away that smells very much like Chanel Chance. That's my favourite perfume. I know the smell. And I thought it smelled very, very similar. Then I did put on the Chanel Chance on my other arm, and the difference was, I would say the Chanel Chance has a slight more smell of like a citrusy smell behind it, but they are very, very similar, but the price tag is very, very different. But by, I would say, later on the day, like dinner time, lunchtime, I couldn't smell that as much, and I would say in the evening this was pretty non-existent, and the copy was still there. The next morning when I woke up, I could still smell the copy, and there was no Chanel Chance at all on my arm. So I would say I've got to rate the dupe as the strongest. No, I would say this is slightly stronger, but as the day progressed, this one overtook it, and this one was much longer lasting. So marks out of 10, I've got to say that this would come up as 10 out of 10 for price, smell, and longevity. So I'm going to rate this one the best. For all, I am very grateful for that one as well. Sorry, I've got a bit of a bad cough. So I just wanted to show you that, because it just brings on to my next thing, which is also some perfumes. So the first one is I think it's Just Wee Belle, which is from Aldi, and it's £5.99. I got two out of this range. So this one was £5.99, and this one is a dupe for the Lancôme La Vie Estable, I think it's called that. And this one smells absolutely incredible for £5.99. I'm not all about buying expensive perfumes anymore. I've said it in one of my previous videos. I've done that when I was younger, and I'm just not prepared to do it anymore, especially when you can get smell-alikes. All the dupes from the likes of Aldi. We all know Aldi is just like the queen of dupes. They're just so good at it. And I absolutely rate this perfume for £5.99. I like a really strong smelling perfume, and this one is very floral, I would say. Absolutely love it. This is my sister's favourite perfume, and she raves about this one. She absolutely loves it, and she knows the smell of the Lancôme one, where I don't really, but I love this one, and she said it's very, very similar. However, I do know this one, which is a dupe for, this one is called Dark Blossom, and this is a dupe for the Estee Lauder Black Opium, and I love Black Opium because it is a very strong smell. So I would rave about this one, and that was also £5.99. So yeah, highly recommend them. If you're in Aldi and you see them for £5.99, it's definitely worth picking them up. Now I'm going to move on to a couple of little household products. Oh, I've got to show you this. So this is something that Michael bought us for Christmas, and I just thought it was an incredibly sort of thoughtful present, and I absolutely loved it. It melted my heart. So anybody that watches my videos knows that I absolutely adore my little poodle, toy poodle Peaches. So there's a little photo of Peaches on there, and before I had Peaches, I had two other poodles which I sadly lost, and they were called Smudge and Popcorn. So Smudge was a little black toy poodle, and Popcorn looked very similar to Peaches, and sadly I lost them too. And so you got a little photo of Smudge and Popcorn on the back, and we've got Peaches on the front, and I just think it was just such an adorable present. My little poodles that I absolutely adore, so I loved it. It's the little things that make all the difference, isn't it? You don't need expensive presents when you've just got something that really touches your heart, and that did. Absolutely loved it. So that was one of my favourite presents. Anyway, moving on to a couple of household things that I'll be taking into next year, which I actually brought from 2020 into 2021, and I'll be taking them into 2022, and that is the No Crease Release. And I don't use it as a crease release. In fact, I never spray it on my laundry, but what I do use it for is my sofas, my curtains, my rugs and things like that, to keep them nice and fresh. Normally when I've tidied the house through the day and I've hoovered through and straightened up my sofas, I like to just give a little spray on my curtains and things like that, and it just makes everything smell like freshly laundered sort of bedding, I suppose, and I love that smell. The only thing is, don't ever spray this. Don't do the mistake I made, and I sprayed it on my stairs, because oh my god, you're gonna end up on your backside. It's just, turns them into a skating rink. Also, like, if you don't do your rugs, because I've got like wooden floors through, so you walk from carpet onto like a wooden floor, and you just, honestly, it's so dangerous. But absolutely perfect for doing like your sofas and your curtains and things like that. But I just love this fragrance of Spring Awakening, which brings us on to my next product, which is the fabric conditioner. My favourite combo is Ariel Pods with this Spring Awakening, and I love the smell of that on my bed. And I just love, sometimes I don't always get the Ariel. I sometimes use Aldi's Dupe for Ariel in the green box with this, and that's a nice combo, but my very favourite is the Ariel with that one. I also use this crease release on my bed, so when I make my bed in the morning, I keep it tucked behind my curtain, and I just give it a quick little spritz, and it means that every night when I get into bed, I feel like I'm getting into like a freshly washed bed, and I just love that smell. I love the smell of like an outdoor dried bedding, and sometimes that gives you that sort of vibe as well. A couple of things that I haven't got right here that I want to mention were my favourite products of 2021, which are gadgets for the kitchen, and one is my air fryer, Tefal air fryer. We use that all the time, and I think before I had an air fryer, this is our second, or is it our third one, Michael? Air fryer 3. Before we had the air fryer, but I did renew it in 2021. Before we had it, I thought, oh, they're only suitable for chips and things like that. But I use them for all sorts. I put all sorts of things in there. I even do like garlic breads. I do all sorts in them. So that is definitely one of my used gadgets. Because sometimes I think you buy kitchen gadgets and they end up at the back of the cupboard and you never bring them out again. But the air fryer is one that we use on it almost daily basis or every few days. A second one is like about a month before Christmas or a month and a half before Christmas, I bought the Hotel Chocolat velvetizer, and I've absolutely loved using that over Christmas. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'll still keep it out on the bench because it's ideal for just like if you're making like a latte or something like that and you just want some hot frothed milk, I'll use it for that. But that was definitely a good buy as well. I'll put all my little gadgets up here so you can see what they are, but that was another one of my gadgets. And I've got to mention my Cricut machine as well. I didn't buy it in 2021, I think I bought it in 2020, but it is still one of my favourite gadgets. So I would highly recommend, if you're into crafts or you want to get into crafts, a Cricut machine is just one of the things that I get so much joy for. I might not use it for a couple of months and then I get it out and then I'll do loads of things with it. But I mean, I still haven't gotten around to labeling everything for my kitchen when I got my new kitchen fitted, but it'll be something that I'll do. And then, as most people know, I've got my own business. I've got an ice cream van, so the ice cream van will be due to come out the lockup next month, and when it comes out, I'll renew all of the decals on it and I'll do all my own stickers. It saves us an absolute fortune. having my own Cricut machine on things like getting, like, you know, when I want to do new price list and things like that for my business, I just use my Cricut machine. So that is another one of my favourite items that I'll take through with us. Right, I'll move on to a couple of things that I've got here. I'm going to now do a couple of beauty products. I've raved about this many times before in my videos, and it is the Primark foundation. I've used lots of expensive foundations throughout the years. One of my favourites used to be Clinique, but as my skin's gotten older, I feel like I need a really good coverage foundation, like a heavy coverage, and I use this one. I've used it for about a couple of years now maybe, and it is the Primark matte foundation. I used to use it in the little squirtable sort of container, which was great. It was only £2, but you did end up at the end with a lot of products still left in the tube. And then I went on to the glass jar, which was about £4 or £4.50, and the same one, it's number 10, and it's toffee that I use. And I used to use the glass jar one. Again, at the end of it, you've still got quite a bit of product left in the glass jar that you can't get out. But this is the one I'm using at the moment. And can you see how clean the glass is when you're pumping it up? So it's like a pump action one. And there's no product getting left in there. That's the one, my new one that I've got in stock. I mean, I like it that much that if I ran out of foundation, I will go and I will do the sort of 8-mile trip up to Newcastle and back to get this foundation. I swear by it, it's really good. And this one's £3. But yeah, definitely something that I'll continue to use. And what I normally use it with, also I put on is a bit of moisturizer. I put my foundation on and then I seal it with this Poundland pressed powder, and I use translucent one, it's called. And it's obviously only £1, and I always set it with that. And I would say my foundation at the end of the day is probably as good as what it is at the beginning of the day. It doesn't move, it doesn't slide. I haven't got oily skin, I've got quite dry skin, which takes us on to my next product. So I use this, I've started using this Cien, which I think is from Lidl's, yeah, Lidl's, and I think it's about £4. I use the night cream, and I use that for day and night. And the reason I use it for day as well is because it's really thick, it's really oily, and it doesn't soak right into my skin instantly. So when I come out the shower, I just pop a little bit of that on. By the time I kind of get dried and get ready, it's soaked in enough to put my foundation straight on top. I don't put a primer on, and like I say, my foundation doesn't move. So this combo of these three keeps my foundation in place all day. So them are definitely products that I'll be taking into this year actually. So that is the beauty products. Next, I'm going to talk about a couple of drinks that I like. You might have seen a few weeks ago that me and Michael done a Bailey's taste test, and we tested the Bailey's against the Aldi one and the Marks and Spencer's one. And out of the three, it was a blind taste test, so I didn't know which one I was tasting, and I definitely preferred the Ballycastle one, which is the Aldi one, and it was only £3.49. Excuse me. I've still got a bad cough, you know. So yes, so this was the best one. So we'll be finishing this bottle, and that is the one we'll be purchasing next year. We'll not be doing the Bailey's one. I don't need to spend £10 or £15 on Bailey's when this one is just as good. I've also been drinking over Christmas peach snaps, because I do love Bailey's at Christmas, but it gets a little bit sickly, doesn't it, after one or two. So I've wanted like a fresher drink, so I've just been having like lemonade with loads of ice in and just a little touch of peach schnapps, and it's just a nice fresh drink. So I've had a few of those over Christmas as well. Another drink that I've absolutely loved in 2021 is the Aldi's iced coffees. Obviously when I'm out at work and through the day and I'm on the ice cream van, I get really hot and bothered, and I just found that this was a nice drink, the iced coffee. I used to make like my pint jug thing before I went to work with loads of ice in, a sachet of iced coffee, and I absolutely loved it. I think this is as good as any other iced coffee, and you get 8 sachets for about 89p or something like that, and I think they came in 4 flavours. I think there was just regular iced coffee, salted caramel. Do you know, I can't remember the flavours, but I have thoroughly enjoyed that. So I'll definitely, it's definitely more a summer drink. I haven't had a couple of these for like a couple of months now, but I did drink loads of them in the summer. As well, another drink I drank in the summer, which was a lot I drank of them. I drank a lot of them in the summer rather, which was this BP Fit. And it is in the peanut butter one, but this is a chocolate one. My son ordered this one off Amazon, and he got the wrong one. I normally just get the peanut butter one. He got the one with chocolate in. And how I like to have these, if I don't fancy any breakfast, any cereal or coffee, I tend to have like a smoothie. So I was having a frozen banana out of the freezer, a spoonful of this, some almond milk into the blender, into the bullet, and just blitz it for a couple of minutes, and you've got a nice banana and peanut butter smoothie. And these have got 88% less calories or fat than what regular peanut butter has. You can also mix this with a little bit of water and spread it on toast if you want, like peanut butter on toast. I personally have never done that and I wouldn't fancy it, but for drinks I think it's absolutely perfect. So I would put that as one of my favourite products of the year as well. So that brings us to the end of my products. Like I say, I didn't really I just wanted to come on and say Happy New Year to you guys. I started my new planner yesterday, which I'm really excited to fill in. This is the planner that I got from Poundland, and it just said work hard, dream big. And I started by opening it up, and I've wrote goals for 2022. I'm going to write down 12 goals to give us one goal for each month. I've got a few ideas of what I want to write down in there, but I haven't done it yet. I also filled in page the 31st of December. When I find it, and I just said goodbye to the struggles of 2021, and I've started by, underneath that I wrote, tomorrow is the first blank page of 365 day page book. Write a good one and a little smiley face underneath, and then I've just put for today, hello 2022. So I'm really looking forward to filling that in and making some new memories. I've also got a really good idea, which I'm going to do. I'm going to get a jar, and every week I'm going to write down something that made me happy, like one of my favourite memories, and I'm going to get Michael to do it as well. Whether he'll do it or not, I don't know, but I'll definitely do it.
Clearly.
Why are you laughing?
I'm going to get Michael to do it. So.
He will do it. He will do it as well. So I'm going to write down and then I just think it'll be really fun to look at next New Year's Day. With favourite, like what made us happy in 2022. So every week I'm just going to write down either my favourite thoughts or my favourite memory or something good that's happened that week. Just so that I've got really nice things to look back on of 2022. So anyway guys, that brings us to the end of this video. I'm really looking forward to sharing some of my 2022 content with you. I hope you'll stick around. But thank you for watching, and hopefully guys, I'll see you in my next video.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know